Just take the hands down onto the knees, lift the chest up. And if you find your knees are way up like this, you can sit on a bolster like I am, or a block. You don't have to have a block or a bolster. I've got blocks here. They cost $5, so it's not like it's not a lot of money. Right? It's a cup of coffee for one of these, and you get two maybe. Hey, I'm Scottish, so I was able to buy them. All right, so you can get a couple of these, or these are a little bit dearer. The bolsters, you probably look at about $50, something like that, right? Aussie dollars. So I don't know what that is, American, maybe 35, something like that. Right, so these are good ones, right? So yeah, but if you don't want to, then use a pillow, right? Use a blanket, a rolled up blanket, right? Whatever, right? If you want to. A lot of the postures I do, they don't need blocks and bolsters. Some of these do, so we're going to use them. So what I want you to do right now, this is not a yin posture, this is called sukhasana. We don't use the asana words in yin postures. There's reasons behind that, but this one is not. So I just want you to feel the energy within yourself. You can see that I've lifted my chest up and I've engaged through the lower back. Right, I've also engaged through the front here, because I really want to feel the energy. Right, Kundalini Yoga, right, we believe in there's an energy flow that runs up through the nervous system, right, the spine, right, which is the main nadi in the body. Right, we're not getting into that. Right, it's a little bit complicated, and some people might think a bit weird, but it's cool. Right, we'll get there in the long run. All right, so I just want you to sit up and I want you to feel the energy. That's palpable. You can't argue against that. You're nothing but energy. The other thing that's difficult to argue against is that energy. If we're nothing but energy, and energy can't be destroyed, that means we are going to go on forever, maybe in a different form, because you can transform it. Right, so we just want to sit up nice and tall and feel the energy that you are. Bring the mind into the body. Feel the breath moving in and out of the body. Feel where the pain is in your back if you're unfortunate enough to have pain in the back. And look, I have, man, I know all about that. Wow, that can really destroy your life. So that's why I want to help you here, because as I say, I had a gut out here and it pulled my back totally out of shape. Right, so we're gonna address that today. Bring you some relief, because I'm feeling it for you, man. Right? I've done it, been there, done that. I can feel it, guys. Lift up through the spine. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy the energy that you are. And then just gently open up the eyes. Okay, so we're going to get into our first, what you might call yin pose. Right, it's actually restorative posture as well. Restorative yoga, yin yoga, similar in lots of ways. Right, so we're gonna just take the bolster like this. Right, and then we're going to bring our backside up against the bolster. Right, so from here, we're just going to lie down across the bolster. Simple. Right, so lying down across the bolster like this. Right, now, if you want a little bit into the hips, right, then you can bring your feet up like this and allow the legs to, it's beautiful, opens up the hip a little bit. Often causes the lower back, we'll address that later on in the class. Right, but this is actually just getting into the lumbar section. Now, if it's too much for you, right, and it's feeling a bit strong, then just come up onto the bolster so your butt's a little bit off, and just eventually let the butt slide off the edge of the bolster or blanket if you're using that, pillow, whatever it is you're using. Right, bring the hands out to the side so that you can feel energy through the pecs, right, and then just opening up. But more than that, I want you to open up your heart. Open up your heart to the possibility of you healing this. Allow yourself, allow the body to heal. Feel the energy in your spine. Feel the breath moving backward and forward, in and out of the body. Allowing yourself to get really deep into the posture now. So in Yin Yoga, there's only really three things. They sometimes referred to as tattva, as a tattva as reality. Right, so the three elements of Yin Yoga are the first is that we find a shape that suits us, which is this for me, and you'll look different because you are different. And then the second is that we make a resolution to stay still in the posture. So do that now, make a resolution to stay still. And then the third, right, is that we stay in the postures for an extended period of time. So with this one, maybe 3 to 5 minutes in these poses that we're going to do today. Gently breathing into the body. Allowing that gentle release. Now, as I said, there is a couple of caveats as far as stillness is concerned in Yin Yoga. The first is if the body has allowed you to a little bit more, then you can come into it a little bit more like I am now, dropping down deeper. Right, then I return to stillness again. Conversely, if I was like, it does not feel right in the hip or something like that, then perhaps I could move my legs out in front of me like this. Come back to stillness. So give yourselves permission to move, right, and come back to stillness. And you can have the eyes closed or not. Just move a little bit there and come back to stillness. Stillness is the essence of Yin Yoga. That's really what we're trying to achieve here. Giving the body an opportunity to just heal itself. And so often nowadays we're distracted and not really aware of what's going on in our bodies. And so Yin Yogas give us that opportunity to become aware of our body and how amazing it is. How it serves you so well. I mean, just think about the heart, for instance. Oh my goodness. Imagine mankind being able to build a pump that gets better and the more you use it, well, I think the person that did that make a few dollars, that's for sure. That's what your heart does, and it does it for you tirelessly day in, day out. So open it up, be open-hearted, allow yourself to open up to all the possibilities in your life. Good. Fabulous, guys. Just coming out of that pose, right, I'm just gonna roll off the bolster. Right, and then I'm just gonna roll the bolster away. Get rid of it. Right, and then I'm gonna come into Shavasana. Right, so Shavasana is one of the terms we use, a Sanskrit term that we do use in Yin Yoga, because it's a very yin pose. But what we use it for in Yin Yoga is what's called the rebound, right? So we're rebounding from the posture. And you may ask, well, why are we holding the postures for so long, right? And the reason is that we're obviously looking for the stillness, the essence, as I said. But we're really trying to get involved in the connective tissue in Yin Yoga. We're trying to really stretch out the fascia, right, and the ligaments and tendons. And these are not like muscles. They don't respond the same as a muscle does. A muscle responds to movement, right, quick, but the fascia doesn't. So if we can stretch the fascia, we give the muscle more room, and it also gives it, it allows the muscle to slip easier over the surface because the fascia carries water. Right, brilliant, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do now, right, is we're just going to turn around. All right, just roll around. That's it, rolling around now. Okay, from from here, we're just going to bring our hands like this. Right, now, this is called Sphinx pose. Now, it's pretty obvious why. Right, so you can be here like this. Right, or if it's too strong for you, you can come down all the way down like this, called crocodile, or anywhere in between there, so somewhere like this. If you've got a bolster, you can use a bolster, right? Just you can find a bolster, place it underneath here, put your hands in your head, like hey, when you were a child watching TV, kids do this. This is how they sit, and then they get to 13, 14, it's not cool anymore, and so they stop getting the benefit out of the posture. All right, so find what it is that works for you. For me, it's just the standard pose. I don't need the prop or anything. I just like this. And what I want you to do once again is just let the belly drop out. Look, if you're unfortunate enough to have a bulging disc, or if you've had one, you know how much pain that can cause. And the best thing for that ailment, right, is back bending. So that's what we're going to do here. Just a little bit of back bending, taking it on a little bit from the reclined butterfly posture we did first. Just allowing the body to settle into this. So in all yoga practices, we often use what we term the tourniquet effect, and so in this particular instance, we're shutting down the synovial fluids in the lumbar spine and compressing the cartilage, right? So if you think about like a hose, right, when the hose is the tap's on, and you crimp the hose, right, the water stops running. But then when you let the crimp go, the water rushes through the area that you've crimped and heals the hose. And if it goes white, if it's a cheap hose, then it goes green again. So it heals the hose, right? And that's what we're doing. It's not as simple as that, of course, with the human body, but you get the idea. All right, just breathing into this. Let the belly go. Now, for those of you that want a little bit more now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to come up into what we call seal posture. This is seal pose. Now, I'm only going to hold this for a minute. If you're in this, you don't need to come here. Nothing's compulsory, by the way. Yin Yoga, it's not compulsory. You don't have to do the class, and you don't have to do anything. Your choice, right? So just allow yourself, if you want to feel this, then do it. And if you feel a minute's too long, you've made a mistake, give yourself permission to come back down again. Right, so I'm just going to hold it. It's a little bit strong for me, to be honest. I get a lot on the shoulder, right? So it's not one of my favourite yin poses, right? A lot of people love it, right? So that's fine. That's why I'm showing you. It's brilliant for the back. Really, really good for the back. But it's kind of strong, right? As you can see, right? A lot of yang in the shoulder and the arm. So as I say, I'm going to hold it for about a minute. Breathing here. Lovely. Coming up onto our knees, we're just going to take a couple of cat-cows to move the synovial fluids. Just a couple of cat-cows. A little bit of movement after that long hold. Nice and gentle, but really easy. Feeling the healing take place. Then what I'm going to ask you to do is just come down into a child's pose posture. This is a counter pose. Now for me, where's my block? Here we are. Now for me, right, I'm pretty tight in the hip, right, so what I have to do, right, to get child is to take my head onto a block. Right, and this for me is child, right, most of you will probably come down here and you can see there's a gap in between my, my butt and my heels, but, for you probably isn't. Right, and if there is, it doesn't matter, right, so you can just rest on a block like this, or your bolster or whatever, and then you have the option to take the hands down or not, up to you. Whatever it is that feels cool, do that. And then just come into this posture, opening up the back here. So this is a posture that you can use as a rebound, or you can use it as an actual posture itself. You can see how I'm gently opening up the back. And it's really gentle. So that's what I want here. We're going to hold this posture for a little while. And then just let yourself come down further if you want. Now, we're in child's pose. Well, it is called Child's and Yin as well. And why do we call it that? Well, hey, this is a secure posture. And look, I know that a lot of you probably didn't have such a wonderful childhood. My schooling was by the Christian Brothers, and maybe you've heard of some of the stories about them. They're true. Right, so, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't so good in my childhood, but there was also moments that were blissful, where you knew that you were secure. Somebody was looking after your parents. And you knew they were there for you and you felt secure. So I want you to feel that security, feel that bliss and joy, knowing that you're protected here, knowing that you can just allow yourself. Nobody's going to harm you, you're fine. And as I say, it's starting to give me a little bit more of the body now, so I'm going to take that block away and see if I can stay in here. I'm going to take my hands down and let my shoulders drop out and hold here. Lovely, guys. We're just going to come out of child's posture. Come onto your tummies, right, and then just bring your hands like this, right, and then take your forehead and place it onto the hand. Now just let everything go now. Rebound from those two postures, letting everything just go. Once again, you can feel the energy that's built up through the postures and just feel how it dissipates. All right, gently coming up out of the rebound. Right, and we're going to work into the, we're going to just turn around for a little while, right? So we're just going to work into the hamstrings now. So, the hamstrings are an area of concern for us generally. And if they're tight or out of shape, they pull the pelvis out of whack. Right, and once the pelvis is pulled out of whack, you're going to cause you back pain. So often, right, I do a lot of strength conditioning and other work, right, with clients, and the hamstring, right, often gets abused, and it causes back pain. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just address that, right, by doing just a simple hamstring stretch. Right, all I want you to do is you can bring a bolster like I have or not, right, just the hands here. Right, all you want is the leg. I've got my right leg in front of me, right, and then I'm just going to allow my head to drop over here. So I like the bolster, right, and let the head drop over. And just once again, remember those three elements or tattvas or realities of Yin Yoga. Firstly, we come to a posture that suits. And this suits me. I'm getting it big time in my hamstring on the right side. Then once we've made that, find the position, then we're going to um, make a resolution to stay still. And that's in the mind as well. That's the difficult part. Letting the mind wander, right, but recognizing that it has and coming back to stillness, but not getting involved in its wanderings. So we can view it, we can just watch it, and we can be still at the same time. Just let my head drop down a little bit, let go of some tension in the neck. Okay, fabulous. Just swap that over, coming the other side. Dropping over, other side. Same posture. Half splits. Good, lovely. Coming out of that pose, taking the bolster away, coming down onto your hands, taking a rebound. Okay, fabulous guys. Just rolling over onto your backs, onto the back. Now take your knees up, find about the edge of your yoga mat, right, and then drop both knees over to the right hand side. Just allowing yourself to twist, shuffle the pelvis under, whatever feels good for you. Breathe here. Just allowing the body to come back, twist. Any twist in Yin Yoga, or any yoga for that matter, right, regardless of the style, is really good for the organs of detoxification, the liver and the kidneys. So the yogis have taken into consideration, not just the skeletal and system and the muscular system, nervous system, but also the internals as well. So yoga, helps everything. I'm just keeping my eyes on the time, so you don't need to maybe see me moving, looking over to my right. There's a clock there, and so I have to do that because I need to keep it more or less the same on each side, so you don't have to move, of course, in that same manner. So, and then of course we're just going to come over the other side. So it's the same posture, just a simple twist. Right, you can do what you like with your hands. You can bring them up over your head, or you can just leave them down by your side. Right, do what you want. Right, the energy we want to feel through you'll probably feel it. Even the twist is in the cervical, but you'll probably it's in the cervical too, in the thoracic. Right, but you'll probably feel it more in the lumbar, because that's where you're going to feel the tightness in the rectus spinae. Right, and so these muscles will tighten up, right, and become cramped up, right, and in an attempt to try and relieve pain. They're trying to help you, but it can often be detrimental. And so we want to just try and stretch the muscle out as well as the fascia here. Lovely. Bring your hands down, bring your feet down, let the palms face up, Shavasana. Just let everything fall away. Belly rise, belly fall. Let the healing take place. Allow yourself to heal. Now you guys can stay in this posture as long as you like, but right, I'm coming out now, right, so I'm just going to wiggle the toes and the fingers. As I say, I like to seal my practice, right, with a 3-on mantra. If you want to join me, that's great. Right, just slowly kind of come into a little bit of fetal posture, just gently moving through. And then I'm just going to swing myself up into a seated posture. Grabbing my block, because I like to sit on a block, right, or a bolster. Blocks, some people say that you should really sit on a block or a bolster because of the pelvic tilt, or lack of it. Right, so there we go. Alright, so just feel for any changes that have occurred for you in the physical and the mental. Feeling for that. Good. Bring your hands into Namaskar, taking a nice big deep breath in, lifting up through the spine. prayer with the heart center. May we have love in our hearts. Bring the prayer to the lips. May we have truth in the speech. Bring the prayer to the forehead. May we have gratitude in the mind. Bring the prayer back down to the heart center and bow the head. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for Yin Yoga. See you soon. Please subscribe to my channel for more of the same and more of lots more stuff about to happen. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Practitioner